What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about everything that happened in Kabam stream literally like an hour ago. And there's so many things that are happening. We're starting off with a very nice change. So they're going to be updating the Battlegrounds store, which is great. This is launching November 26th. I thought, they would take a long time to update the immediate store since they just, focus on the rating store. But this is really good because we're getting tier 7 basic fragments, 7-star generic 6 are like my favorite thing ever. And then tier 3 class alloy, which is going to help for relics, which is amazing news. Now there's going to be this for like the holiday season. I think this is like kind of like the alliance war. We had one boss in each path and stuff like that, so they're just gonna essentially have like a much more chill season because of the holiday, so that's pretty good. And then here we also are going to have another alliance war showcase, which is I believe going to have like the nodes for Fantastic Four, so we can get tier 7 basic fragments, 6 stone stuff, 5 minion crystal, which is for the stealth Spidey. So that's pretty good. Some Titan shards and all that stuff. And then moving on to this. This is like the new game mode they showcased, which is essentially you face like a tower. So essentially, as you can see, like the map, you start with like Black Panther, and then there's a Okoye. So after Black Panther, you have to swap a champion. And it says like you need to focus on speed, which I don't know exactly what that means. But basically, once you finish out this first fight, this Black Panther fight, you have to swap a champion. And if you actually time out or if you die, you like go back in without losing any revives, without having to use any revives. You will see here Zola basically won the fight, and then if you go with Ultron here, or if you lose or if you time out, you can see you go back in with full HP, so you can try that again. So yeah, I'm excited to see what kind of rewards this is gonna have. So it's pretty good. Now moving on to the first new champion. This guy is basically a DLL champion, so he looks kind of difficult to use. You have to like stack spider seals by kind of like baiting the opponent through your webs here, and then once you stack them, if I skip this a little bit, you basically go for a special 2 and you kind of like detonate those and deal a lot of damage. And I don't know if you noticed, but that Dark Phoenix died. That's because he has a marked passive. Marked passive prevents immortality, it prevents Dark Phoenixes, all that stuff. As you can see, even Serpent is going to die. It also has increased potency if he's duped. So, dude, he is going to be a counter for basically both of those annoying Cosmic champions. And you can see here what he does. The Mystical Webs, non-contact on against Cosmics, neutralized during the specials, and then the marked passive of the special 1. Looks honestly very strong. The only thing is that you have to like buy the double track to actually get him. So I'm going to consider if I want to buy him or not. So we'll see. Now moving on to the other champion, we got Lizard. This guy is probably a lot more hype, to be honest. Now, this champion looks very fun to play. I love how they showcase against the Werewolf too. So you basically want to like inflict some ruptures with your basic attacks, and then you kind of like dex into your specials, because this guy is essentially he's immune to buffs during his specials. So you kind of like remove that dexterity and it gives you like a good benefit. And as you will see, the special 2 here is going to deal a lot of damage, the burst of damage based on like the ruptures and then the charges you got right here. I think they're going to throw the special 2 right now. And just skip it through. And then, yeah, the special 2 does a lot of burst damage. So that's pretty good. And now the most exciting thing is like the special 3. Special 3 does a lot more burst damage. And special 3 is really good because we got the SP3 skip. And as you will see, it's going to deal a lot more damage. Now, obviously, he had more charges as well. But that's like double or triple the damage. So you can see the abilities as well. Very good abilities. Immune to poison, immune to heal block while he's got a buff. And then he also has a chance to inflict ruptures. Regen passive to instruct, so pretty good defender, I guess. And then this is the big thing. Intercepting or interrupting a heavy grants tracking. A science champion with tracking is very nice to have. Now the buff immunity during his own specials. Goes unstoppable if buff immunity triggers. So that could be pretty annoying on defense, honestly. And then the burst on the special too. So that is looking really great. Now, a couple more things here that are coming in November. As you can see, there's the Saga Champion Showcase, so there's more rewards. It's like a different event. So you can get some 7-star shards, some Saga 6 stones. Not too crazy, but we're also getting some Founders Wars incursions. So that's going to be 15 themed zones, which is nice. I'm glad it's not 30 again. And you can see tier 7 basic fragments, tier 4 alpha, 10 minion crystals. You want to do those for like the 7-star stealthy. And then moving on to some great news. This section is like my favorite. So they are introducing the 7-star version of Cassandra, Cassie Lang, which is great. She's going to be in like the early access crystals if you want her. I'm not sure if she's going to get it like a Titan crystal later, but That is pretty nice. Cassie Lang is a very powerful champion. The reason I stopped using her is because like the AI just doesn't really want to dash into you when you're charging your heavy, which is a bit annoying. Actually, it says here Titan pool, so she is going to be in the Titan pool, I guess. And now, moving on to probably the best thing ever before that. So we have, before the best thing ever, there's also going to be in the cash offers, I think for like the Cyber Weekend. This is like good timing. It's going to be 7-star Yondu and Super Scroll. So those champions are pretty good, honestly. They said there's going to be lower price for feature champs, so that's kind of nice. I'm not really, going to spend in this, but if you guys want to spend for those, 7-star Yondu and Super Scroll are very, very good champions. Now, moving on to this right here. I want to make sure there's nothing else. So as you can see, there's also a 7-star version of Jane Foster, and she looks so incredible, dude. So basically, she has a chance to stack shocks on herself when you hit the opponent with basic attacks. You can also do like the 4-hit combo into a heavy attack, which is great. And you apply those 2 staggers, and you can also get more shocks if you stagger the opponent's buffs. And then basically those give you attack, and you can just throw the special 2 to transfer those over to the opponent and deal massive damage. Also, the special one gives you a fervor, which is going to increase your ability accuracy to basically get shocks on you. So she looks very, very strong. She also has a wither, which is, I don't know what the potency is going to be like, but they're showcasing it against Serpent. So I'm assuming she's going to be quite strong, because you can also like stagger Serpent and do that 4-hit heavy attack. I honestly am very excited for this. It is crazy. Now, when is she becoming a 7-star though? So yeah, you can see the combo or the abilities right here. But then we move on here. There's also going to be something called the box, the Founder's Keeper box. So this is coming in December. So I don't know if this is like kind of like the keys where you just get those keys from like out of the web store or some events, or maybe you spend. But it seems like she's going to be available as a 7-star in December. But I think the buff happens like in this update coming up for November. So there's going to be 2 rework champions. One of them is Jane Foster. And then there's going to be 4 first-time 7-stars in this event. And oh man, the next one is Nimrod. 7-star version of Nimrod is coming in December. This is absolutely crazy. We still don't know what those 4 are going to be. But this is still not the biggest thing ever for me. There's a certain champion that's going to be a 7-star in the Realm event. So I think they said there's going to be like a Mystic and a Skill, and you have to have like a selector between those 2, which I think it's great. Like the Realm event means that everyone's going to get him if you just grind those points. Now, the champion that's the Mystic is freaking Absorber, man, bro. That is crazy, dude. I can't believe we're getting 7-star Absorb, man. And from what I can tell, correct me in the comments, guys, if I'm wrong, but I think the Realm event means kind of like the ISO Fiend for the Banquet, so just pretty much everyone got her. So I'm very excited. And if this is a selector, I don't care. I'm gonna pick Abs, man. He's like one of my favorite champions in the game. Now, I would say the skill champion is a very good chance of it being Aegon, but there's also a chance of this being Aegon too. These are 2 different things: the Founder's Keeper box and then the Realm event. So I'm not sure what they're gonna do, but they're gonna announce them on like the next stream. And now they had like also Twitch drops. They said they're gonna be streaming the event for the Brawl, which is great. You can get a full Titan Crystal, 2 to 3 Relic, which is great. I love that. And then those are some really good crystals too. I forgot their name, but I think those are the ones we get like every week from the BG store. So not the BG store, the web store. Now, the final thing that they showcased was like a trailer with Brian and Karate Mike, which is very, very interesting. Haven't seen Brian in like a year. And they said that something is coming, and they're showing in November an egg on top, a duck on top of an egg. So I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a buff to Venom the Duck. I don't know if it's like a new champion. Like, I don't even know what Kabam is thinking, but that was a very, very good trailer. Loved it. They did a very, very good job with it. And I missed Brian, man. But yeah, there's a lot of things happening in the game in November and December. Very exciting stuff. I think my favorite is like Absorb, man. The fact that they made him for the Realm event, that means I'm just going to get him. And I also have a Mystic Gem for him. So I think I'm just going to start stacking all those 6 stones, make him a rank 4, stick to 100 day 1 as soon as I can get him. I can't wait. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about the news here for the stream. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.